Hey Mountaineer fans, after a year of being stuck at home, you deserve all the latest WVU gear, gifts, and apparel to show your Mountaineer pride. Our friends at the Book Exchange are offering 25% off with our promo code BX4 Final Four. Let's cheer on all of our Mountaineer athletes in gold and blue and support local business too. Shop online at bookexchangewv.com or at their downtown Morgantown or Evansdale locations. That promo code again is BX4 Final Four.
Recorded live in Morgantown, West by God, Virginia, and across the world, with your hosts, Kevin Jones, John Flowers, and our lovely co-host, Ashley. This is the Final Fourcast podcast.
Welcome to another episode of the Final Fourcast.
Welcome to another episode of Final Fourcast with me, your host, Jay Flo.
You already know what it is.
You already know what it is.
Worst real estate agent. We know.
Best real estate agent.
Best basketball player in all of Uruguay. What up?
Woo, woo.
The guy
Best
Hugs
basketball
never
player.
played, never gave shots to the.
The best shooter that Hugs ever had. You know, kind of hungover right now. Terrible headache. Whose idea was it to record this early anyway?
We do the same time every Sunday.
And it's 1 o'clock here. But
And you're still hungover? Rough night, John?
it was.
What'd you do?
Shout out to my guy, Kevin Jones. He's here.
Yep.
And our lovely co-host, Ash.
That's me.
Yeah, it was just, I mean, clubs don't close out here till 7 a.m. So I didn't get home till like 6.
Sounds
7
about right.
a.m.?
Didn't go out till like 2 though. So.
I haven't heard you talk much about going out there. How's the scene out there?
Cause I don't really go out. It must be like a euphoria, like week, like something going on, like. Cause all I see is girls with this glitter face, diamonds on their face and stuff. It's kind of freaking me out, man.
I keep hearing people talk about this show. Like everybody's saying, "Yo, you got to watch it." Like, what is it about? I don't know. Everybody's going crazy over it.
It's about Rue.
It's about what?
Rue
What's that?
and Jules.
She's the main character.
You watch it, Ash? You explain it. I don't know. If I can explain it.
I haven't personally watched it because I think I would find it triggering because it's about a girl that struggles with her drug addiction. It starts out as pills and then things kind of progress from there. So it's kind of dark in that way. But I have friends that love it and my sister watched it, but I haven't seen it because I'm afraid it's just going to be triggering because, you know.
Triggering how? Like, make you want to do drugs?
No, like take me to a dark place. You know what I mean? Because I've been around that world. You know what I mean? And those are some dark moments in my life. And I'm afraid if I watch it, it's going to put me back there mentally. And, you know, I've worked hard to overcome those moments. So I'm not trying to head back down that rabbit hole.
It's pretty scary.
Relapse.
It's kind of.
What? I'm being serious.
I'm not worried about a relapse. I'm worried about those digging up those memories, you know, in those dark
I feel
places.
you on that. I feel you.
I was thinking, like, if I had a 13-year-old daughter, I probably wanted to watch it because it's kind of scary. Like, it scares you out of doing drugs. But everyone says it'll make you do drugs or something like that. I think it does the opposite.
See, that's what my friends tell me too. And it's crazy though, because I don't know if you saw the DARE program, which we are all familiar with when we were kids. They're speaking out against the show, saying that it, quote, glorifies drug use, which I've heard just the opposite.
And I mean, to the defense though, like I've never seen, and when I was in high school, no one was doing drugs like that. Like no one was doing cocaine and what else are they doing? Ecstasy.
Well, those are rich people. That's like a rich people's drug anyway. Like people probably wasn't having money to do cocaine. Like when we were at high school, they were sticking to the small stuff, the weed and all that.
She's doing heroin. She's doing everything. Like I was like, what is going on? I mean, but we did have Johnny West on the show. He said living in Cali. I think that's where the show is based out of. They said that it's a different lifestyle over there.
Yeah, kids live a little bit faster out there than they do here.
Yeah, we should ask Johnny about that. Get Johnny West back on the show. I think he...
Ask him about the show or ask him about the parties out in L.A.?
I want to know if you ever seen anyone do drugs other than marijuana in high school. I've never seen that in high school.
I have.
Yeah, they snort pills in my high school. They did, yeah.
I've seen all
They
kinds
snort
of shit.
pills in the freaking bathroom at Joe Mama's.
That's college. I've never seen that.
I mean,
I've actually only seen
that's
one
not
person do
scary.
coke in person, like, before in my life.
Really?
Yeah. I was
guess.
like, what is going on?
John
Like,
lived
it
a
was
sheltered
normal.
cul-de-sac life, remember?
Yeah.
I thought that's where people do cocaine in the rich communities. Once again, you sound stupid, Dave.
I think people will watch that show and get, like, people are going to get whatever they get out of it. Like, some people, it will deter them from not doing that stuff, and then some people will look at it and be like, oh, yeah, I don't care if she's strung out. This is cool. Like, I don't know. Like, everybody's going to get what they get out of it, but it sounds, everybody swears by it, so I guess I might watch an episode or two, see what I think.
Yeah, it's cool. Yeah, it's a good show. Speaking of other shows, KJ, you supposed to do your, like, reviews, movie reviews. I think you said that, like, 3 years ago when the show first started.
Yeah, you guys, as always, don't listen to my genius ideas that I have in my mind. But
So is Dave going to come up with, like, a segment, music segment?
should, I think,
What do we want to call it?
KJ's review.
KJ's reviews. I like that. As if people who don't know me, I'm a movie enthusiast, local movie buff. So
Flicking it up with KJ.
Flicking it up. that could be taken many different ways, but
Flicks with KJ.
yeah. So I like going to movies. I go to movies about like once or twice every week, and yeah, I feel like I'd be a great review guy. Even though I don't believe in reviews like that, because a lot of them is like I'll see the review and then I'll watch the movie, and it's like the opposite way of what people are saying. So I don't even really listen to movie reviews before I watch it.
I want to know who is reviewing these movies. Like,
Siskel and Ebert.
A lot of times they're these, those types of people, critics, right? So they look at it from an art perspective, where we're looking at it from like a story standpoint, right? Does it have good acting? Does it keep me interested? They're looking at all kinds of shit that's not even important, like in my opinion.
Yeah, exactly.
true. Yeah, because I think every, like, Billy Madison movie, what's his name? Adam
Sandler.
Yeah, I think all his movies are, like, low rated, but those are, like, my favorite movies out of it.
It's just like horror movies. Anytime a scary movie comes out, it has got the worst critic reviews. And they're not all bad. There's some good ones out there. So I never understood what their qualm is with certain genres.
Yeah. Even though I wouldn't mind them giving a bad review to that Halloween movie that came out recently. That shit was so trash. I was so mad that I went to that movie.
They made another one?
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
about to make another one too. Supposedly the next one is going to be the last, I think.
Yeah, they
coming
gotta
up.
stop.
Like, it's some things you just don't touch, man. Like, leave certain things of classic movies alone. Like,
But they've been doing it for so long with Halloween. How many times has that sucker been remade or sequeled upon?
bro,
you know?
this dude gets shot 20 times, stabbed another 10 times, and like, it's just not realistic anymore. Like, what are you doing?
My favorite part is the fact that it's obvious that there's something more to Michael Myers, right? Like almost paranormal. But what kills me is like the mob coming after him, and they're taking turns. Why are we taking turns? Bum rush the motherfucker. What are we doing?
Yo, swear, oh my, I could spend an hour on that just alone, but
Me too. Joe and I got into it after we watched it, and we're just sitting there like, ba 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 ba. Like, we were so pissed off. Like, it was wild.
Is it a scary movie? Like, is it scary?
I don't think, in my opinion, Halloween was ever a scary movie.
Yeah,
It
I never
it
got
doesn't
into it.
terrify. You know what I mean? But
I'm not gonna lie. When I was younger, I was I was scared of somebody coming down the street with tall dude coming down the street in Michael Myers mask when I was young. It's certain things when you're younger, like when you look at it now, it looks stupid, but when you were terrified of that shit. Like,
Right, true.
I'm more scared of like paranormal shit. Because we all know my encounter with the ghost. We all know.
oh, jeez.
I was traumatized by that. So I'm scared of like paranormal stuff. Like The Exorcist and
Yes.
yeah, those are real scary movies.
Yeah, anything to deal with like demons, dude, like that's
Yeah.
what gets me.
Because that could be real, right?
It absolutely could be. And I want no
Believe in
parts of it.
spirits. Yeah. I ain't messing with that. But yeah, if y'all want me to do some movie reviews, can we put like a poll up or something to see if the fans want it? And
I think we should name it The Real Movie Reviews because
the what?
The
No.
real movie because everyone else's reviews are like fake. Or they do it like based on a different system.
Yeah, they do. I wonder.
What about Kevin Jones 5-star reviews?
Ooh, I like that actually. You do have a good idea or two every now and then, Dave. Good job.
I don't get it.
KJ's number 5.
5.
Get it?
I'm
an idiot!
still drunk. So.
I was gonna say I wonder if the people who are reviewing these movies are actual producers. Do they have any producer talent? Cause I feel like this too with like sports announcers. If you've never played the sport, if you've never done what you're critiquing, how can you? I don't want to say you can't, but there's different levels if you've never done it before. So I wonder if these are actual producers or people who know any real like nuances of movies that are doing the reviews.
I don't fucking know, bro.
I would think so. I believe that a lot of those like critics have gone to film school, you know, and stuff like that. That's why I'm saying I feel like they look at it from a different point of view as opposed to the average viewer.
Hold on, let me touch this skills, kid. What's the worst movie you ever seen?
I've seen a lot of movies.
A movie you saw and was like, man, that just wasn't.
Halloween.
Other than Halloween.
Oh, man. There's been some pretty low budget movies that I'm just like, why even make it? You just wasted your money. I can't think of it. I've seen so many movies, bro. I can't think of just one.
That doesn't even make sense.
What?
You've seen so many movies and you can't think of one.
That one doesn't, like, I just can't think of one. Because I've seen so many bad movies is what I'm saying.
Yeah, just name one. Jeez.
I just named one, but you just said except that
Another
one.
one.
I don't know, bro.
So many.
I seen the you ever seen the sequel? You ever seen Meet the Blacks?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it's the second one. I can't remember the name of it, but it was pretty bad. And I was just like, and I'm a big Mike Epps fan. It had Cat Williams and it had some other comedians, and I'm like, oh yeah, this is gonna be funny. And then, yeah, it was.
So what's the best movie you ever seen?
Any Marvel movie. Anyone. I'm gonna say Avengers Endgame.
That was a good one.
Yeah.
Can I submit a terrible movie choice?
Yes.
Why?
Do you remember when Disney would just constantly make movies out of theme park rides? There was like that Haunted Mansion and all that other stuff. It was like a bunch of them came out at once. There was a movie with Nicolas Cage and one of the guys from American Pie, and it was called The Sorcerer's Apprentice. Did you ever see it?
Yes, and it was horrendous.
Literally one of the worst things I've ever seen. And literally the first 10 minutes is exposition. Just 10 minutes of someone talking about what was happening. And you get there and it's just like, I hate every second of this. It's just so bad. And it's not the bad that you could like stick through and just like, oh, it's kind of cringe, but all right. This was just awful. Awful, awful, awful. And it is my go-to most hated movie I've seen.
Nick Cage has made some pretty bad ones.
Yeah, he's fought, and he's got a new one coming out that looks pretty bad as well, where he's playing himself in the movie, and I'm like, yeah, this is gonna suck too. He hasn't been good since what, Con Air?
Yeah.
Con Air.
I
Nah,
actually
what's his
liked
name?
Con Air. I didn't think Con Air was that
Con
bad.
Air was fire. That's what
Yeah.
I'm saying. He hasn't been good since then.
That's probably true. Facts. I can't look at him the same. I read Jenna Jameson's biography, and when she was young and first got into stripping, the place that she stripped at was, I think it was called the Crazy Horse in Las Vegas, if I remember correctly. But anyways, she talked about how Nick Cage would always come in and how he just like smelled bad and was like a total fucking creeper. And like, I can't look at him the same now. Like, he's clearly an odd individual.
I mean, I wouldn't take her word for it though, just because she said something.
I don't know. I think Jenna understands people.
She understands people.
Listen, strippers, they're like therapists. You know what I mean? Like, they understand personality. They understand stuff like that. So I take it.
I've never had a therapy session with a stripper. But I could see, yeah, the Johns. Yeah, I get it. Speaking of strippers, please, everybody, go to Brandy Love's Twitter page and just spam her, telling her to come on the show.
She's not a stripper.
Tell her to come on the show.
Even though I love Brandy Love, but
I can't get over with Dave's show. That was hilarious.
yeah. We'll yeah.
So we're trying to get Brandy Love on the show, and Dave said, hey, she might not come on out of respect for her kids.
Hey, listen, it's different though, because that's work. That's work though, bro. Like, that's even whether it's, you know, what she does, you know, the adult film industry, that's still a job at the end of the day. It's like somebody, I mean, I wouldn't say it's the exact equivalent, but just like somebody having sex in a movie, and like, let's just say you're acting, you have a sex scene in a movie. It's your job, you know what I mean? So what? You actually have
a sex scene in a movie and porn.
No, I'm just saying to the fact that they're both jobs that
Right.
you have a real life outside of that. Like that's not necessarily who you are. If somebody plays a villain or a bad guy in a movie, that doesn't mean they're that same person in real life, is what I'm saying.
I don't get what you're saying.
All right, cool.
He's saying that just because she's a porn star doesn't mean that she's some slut out here in
Exactly.
real life.
That's what I'm
just
saying.
Throwing it at everybody.
Thank you, Ash. I
I
appreciate
didn't say
it.
she was I mean, she's doing what she has to do, but the movie is real. Like, it's a real porn.
And it's
Like,
a movie.
a movie is fake. Like, of course you're not going to be the character. Like, you're not T'Challa or whoever the Black Panther is, but porn is like real. Like,
Bro,
they're actually having sex.
You know there's acting scenes in porn, right? She's still acting.
And
You
she's
think-
still
you
getting
think that-
paid.
but
She's getting
It's
paid
a
to do
real
this.
conversation.
But do you all right, so do you think she likes every time that she has sex with somebody?
It doesn't matter if she likes it or not. She's doing it.
But what I'm saying is that doesn't matter, bro. Like, it's still her job. Like, that's her job. She's not like doing this shit for nothing. Like, I don't understand what your point is.
Holy All right, I'm not getting into this.
Anyway,
But I just thought it was funny because I was like, okay, so the podcast is where she crosses the line. And
I get what you're saying too, though. I get what you're saying, because it's like, all right. But I don't. But at the
I
end
didn't
of the
say
day,
that the podcast was the line. It's just, does she want to go around to where her daughter goes to school and like alert everyone to the fact she has, you know what I mean? Like, it's still just Brandy has a daughter at school, but like, does she want to draw more attention to it for her daughter? That's what I'm saying.
Right.
It's not
I mean,
that she's ashamed of it or anything like that. It's just sometimes there's boundaries that parents set up.
How do we know her daughter goes to the school?
She's been snapped at tour events and stuff like that.
Brandy. Yeah, she's been like online, like wearing WVU gear and hats and stuff. So she didn't want to, you know what I mean? But I get what she was saying, though. I honestly.
anyway, if she don't want to come on, she don't want
I
to come
just
on.
thought it was
man.
funny. I don't think she wants to, because she's been ignoring me. She followed me on Twitter, but I haven't had contact since.
I would enjoy
She
that
probably
conversation,
gets
though. To
paid
be honest,
every time she does an interview, honestly.
Yeah.
Think so? Mm-hmm. She is one of my favorite actresses.
I would enjoy that conversation, though, just to see the other side of it. Obviously, we see just the pure entertainment side, but I'm sure there's also a dark side to the shit where it's just like any other job. Some days you don't feel like Like I'm sure some days you don't want to go to work, you want to call out sick, and you have to do it just because, you know what I mean. Like
That'd be rough,
you want to make
especially in
money.
that industry. You know what I mean?
Imagine-
Like I'm really not feeling it today, and I have to.
And you have to get like gangbanged or something like that,
Yeah,
and you
yeah.
just you're like, nah, I'm tired today. I don't want to.
Right?
But
I definitely want to get on the inside. Like, I don't think it would be a disrespectful like interview. I think it'll be fun, and I try to tell her we run a respectable joint around here. So
we try.
we'll
Yeah.
see.
Help spread the word about our podcast. Leave us a review and tell a friend.
Anyway, transitioning from the weirdest transition from that to Hugs Fish Fry
Friends.
this weekend.
Hugs Fish Fry.
Yeah. Shout out to everybody who went there, and there was a lot of people who came up to me and said, like, I really enjoy the podcast. You know, you guys, like, I listen to it in my spare time, and they quote certain things that we said, and you never know all the people that, you know, that's listening to you, and you never think you're reaching all these people, but there are there's more people that come up to me and say we love the podcast than like, oh yeah, thanks for memories for basketball, you know. So that's a good feeling.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so y'all got people saying yeah, cop it up for that. Y'all got people talking about how I don't have a job yet and stuff. Yeah, I heard it on the podcast. You don't have a job. So thanks for that, assholes.
I didn't say anything.
Not you, Ash. Not you, Ash. But these two. These other two.
Did they offer you a job?
They did.
I mean, it's
was
some
like,
big
nah, I'm
money,
good.
some big money people up there. What the Hugs raised, like 2 million,
2.5 million,
2.5,
man.
yeah.
Shout out to Hugs for that.
Yeah, that's big time, man. So I asked you yesterday, but like, how's it feel to like not have a job and like be able to go to all these events like you normally miss during the year? You know what I mean? Like, it's kind of bittersweet, right?
It is bittersweet. Like,
'Cause I'm kind of jealous, like, that you got to go to the fish fry, you get to go to all the games, you get to be home for. Well, I was home for Christmas and Thanksgiving, but everything else.
yeah. I mean, like I told you, it is bittersweet because obviously I want to go play. Obviously I want to go make money. But while I've been here, I've been setting up some future moves and, you know, things that's going to come out hopefully in the next, you know, whether it's the rest of this year or maybe next year, that's going to set me up for after basketball. So it's been good in that way. And then also going to Fish Fry, I've been on my J Flow stuff, trying to network and do all that stuff, meet some important people. So I just try to make use of while I'm here, because these are things that I wouldn't be able to do if I was playing right now. So
Yeah, that's
not
the
all bad.
thing. Like, in the summertime, you're limited to like the amount of people you meet. So I meet like every summer I get like a different opportunity to do something like investing wise or business wise, and then come August it's time to go. You know what I mean? So sometimes I just sit back and think like, man, I could be here. I could be doing this right now. Like, and then also on top of that, like, I just forget people's names and like forget people I meet in the summertime because I'm gone all year. So I've been trying to work on that, but
yeah, it's definitely helpful. And being there, you see, it's so many people that you would never think. I don't know. I guess you don't have to have a look to have money, but there's people that's just like multi-millionaires, and I would never suspect that they, you know, they just look like your average everyday person, but these are the people that you're making connections with that could possibly help you with future, like, stuff in the future. So it was cool for me to be in that environment. You know what I mean? They say you hang around, you start to adapt to the people you hang around. So you hang around enough millionaires, hopefully you the next one.
There you go.
For real.
Which is wild. Did you see Dave Portnoy of Barstool Sports donated $500,000 to the Fish Fry to Coach Huggins, and then lost, what was it, almost $140K on the West Virginia game because he bet on West Virginia to win?
what an idiot. How much would he have won?
He would have won, I think it was $366,000 altogether, I think.
That's a terrible bet.
No,
Actually,
the potential
it's
payout
really
was
not.
$266,000, but
It wasn't a terrible bet.
No, they've beat them 6 out of the last 8 times that they played them in West Virginia. So
We talking
no,
about
that's
this
actually
year.
really not. No,
Talking
but
about
I'm
this
saying if we're going off of history, they've had top 10 teams that we've beat at home. So
We've never been this shitty though.
what?
Never been this shitty out of the last. This is the worst year in the last 13
Nah,
since Hugs got there.
it's not.
Okay, you say
It's
so.
not. But
What's our record in conference play? 3 and something.
now 3-10 maybe.
Has Hugs ever been 3 and 10 in conference play since he's been in West Virginia?
Yeah, probably.
No, yeah.
After the year after I graduated, I think. I think that was the last year that you can say is the same as this year. But I mean, anyway, like the game, I don't know, man. Like it's weird. We cannot make a layup. Like I've never seen a team miss so many layups. This is
They miss layups in practice.
I don't know if it's it's the same in practice. Like I don't know if it's concentration or can you teach not missing layup? How can you teach that? That's the basic thing you learn when you first play basketball. So
Yeah. I mean, I think they're just rushing, man. I don't know. It's weird. It is weird.
again, it's not like it's a lot of them are wide open. Like these are contested layups, and we've all missed layups in our career. But the rate that they are doing it is crazy. It's just I don't know. It's like a lid on a basket for real. People say that, but it really feels like that.
That's what it looks like. I mean, Hug said last night he would give his right arm to get Cam Thurman back right now. And I'm like, we shot 27% from the field as a team. Why do you want Cam Thurman?
Cam Thurman's gonna bump that percentage.
Like, what? Yeah, I don't think. I mean, they're trying. I think they're hustling. I really don't know what's going on. I stopped watching at halftime, bro.
John didn't watch the game at all. Don't lie. Like John was watching the All-Star 3-point contest while the game was going on.
I watched the first half, and then 3-point contest came on. I'm not watching
Whatever.
this anymore.
You ain't a real mom, man.
Polycat shout out to Polycat, man. He was out there trying to be a spark, hustling. He did a backflip on the court.
Did he?
Oh, he's hilarious, bro. You gotta get him on, man.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, man, that was a tough choice, man. WVU basketball or the All-Star events.
Nah.
Even though the dunk contest is weak, but the 3-point contest is pretty good.
That's what I'm saying. But what else can you do? What more can you do in a dunk contest? Every dunk has been done. I think I don't know. Maybe they should think about getting rid of it, man. Because there's nothing else you can do.
They gotta change it up a little bit.
Or something. I don't know what they do to change it up though.
Toppins did something different. He did like off the glass, like reverse between something different.
No, he didn't. I watched the highlights. He didn't do anything that I've never seen before.
You seen somebody throw it off the glass between the legs, top the backboard, and dunk it?
He did not do that.
Yes, he did.
No, he did not.
What do you do?
Bro, I seen all
He
the
went
dunks that he
between the
did,
legs,
bro.
top the backboard, and then dunked it.
No, he
See,
didn't.
you didn't even watch it. So
No, he didn't.
But
But
you're
anyway,
right,
like
they gotta change it. They gotta do something.
yeah, they gotta do something to spark it up. Obviously, 3-point contest that never gets old.
I think King of the Hill or 101, some type of 101 tournament or something.
That would be cool. Like the
That'd be fire.
people consider like the best 1-on-1 players,
Yeah.
and just have like a King of the Hill to like 7, and you get like we do during the summer. Maybe you get 3 dribbles or whatever, a limited amount of dribbles. I don't know,
Yeah,
but
that'd be cool.
that'd be a nice switch up.
What about getting like the YouTube dunkers in it, like YouTube versus the NBA or something? I saw like they had like NFL players have a dunk contest not a few years, like back in the day, and it looked pretty good.
Yeah, I don't think they want anybody to show up. The NBA players, I think you just keep it to strictly NBA players. You have somebody that's a professional dunker, like that's all they do. They don't actually know how to play basketball, but they know how to dunk.
Yeah,
I don't think that would work well if they beat an NBA player.
yeah. My marketing brain isn't working too well this morning. Kind of drunk.
Crazy. But as far as the Kansas game too, another thing about that is Bill Self came to the fish fry, which was hilarious. They was just roasting each other, him and Hugs.
Oh, I love that.
He was just talking about how Bill Self and Kansas be cheating and shit like that. Like they were just, and I'm like, all right, this is getting kind of personal. Like this is getting a little bit outside of.
Can you say that? Like, is he gonna get in trouble now?
No, I'm sure that between them, it's like, just good fun between friends.
Yeah.
I don't think it's meant to be malicious.
Did Kansas already get in trouble for paying players?
I'm not sure if they were one of the schools. Yeah, let's look that up. But I think it's always funny because it's like I think that might have been extra motivation for Kansas. I'm sure he said something about that to his team. It's like, yo, these like they think we cheat or whatever like that. Let's go out here and kick their ass. That's what I would say.
But they do cheat. So I don't understand. I don't get it. Like,
No, they
let's be
don't.
real. Yeah, they do. Like, cause you played overseas for the longest. I tweeted this yesterday. Like, I played with so many teammates and met so many players that have told me that they got paid going to college, bro.
Mm-hmm.
And I know some players be lying, but all of them can't be lying. And I watched that documentary. It's a documentary on Netflix about like kids getting paid. So kids are really getting paid. But I was just looking at Hugs and Beeline like, yo, what was my bag at, bro? Like, they could have broke me on something. They could have gave me 5 racks, something, man.
Integrity, man. That's where it was. You play for the love of the game, man. You don't
like,
need that
damn,
money.
We really didn't cheat. Like,
You didn't need that money. You didn't know what to do with that money.
I remember Roscoe Davis came on a visit to WVU. You remember that?
Did
You
he?
know Roscoe?
What year was that?
It's like, I don't know. It's one of those years I was there.
Mm-hmm.
He told me he was going to ask for some money. I was like, they're probably not going to do that, but okay.
Yeah.
And lo and behold, Roscoe Davis did not come to West Virginia.
That was funny. I wonder, how do you go about doing that? You just go in there and just be like, all right, listen, before I commit, I'm going to need something from you. I'm going to need something from you first.
$50,000. You can put it in one of those West Virginia duffel bags. Cash. Get the hell out of here, Ricky.
I don't need the motherfucker. Nah, but I don't. But do you?
Have
you think that would help
them? They got paid, right?
I don't be counting people's pockets, but yeah, I'm sure I've.
Oh my goodness.
Unlike you, John, I don't count people's pockets, but I'm sure I have. There has been somebody that I've met that's gotten paid.
If that's counting people's pockets,
It is. But I think. Do you think that would help? Like, if he were, obviously we know he's never going to do that, but do you think that would help with recruiting if we were to go that route of trying to pay players or, under the table, whatever, which is you don't need to do anymore because fucking NIL.
Yeah, that's a big part of the NIL. Like, if we're not doing good with the NIL stuff, then kids aren't going to want to come to school. So I think what Oliver Luck is doing is really helpful to WVU as far as helping get these kids money, because that's going to be a big part of recruiting now. Thanks. Yeah, it helps.
And like I said, we got a lot of deep pockets here, more than you would think in West Virginia. So if they really, want to see good teams and they want to get the best players, they're going to have to, somebody's going to have to come out of their pocket and be like, all right, well, 5-star recruiters think about coming here. We'll get them whatever deal, so it's more enticing to come here.
Exactly.
So yeah, we're gonna have to come out them pockets a little bit.
Mm-hmm. And by the way, Kansas was named in that indictment.
Ooh.
In the second wave. Yeah, apparently the mother of a former Kansas player star, Josh Jackson, her name was Apple Jones. She reportedly received $2,700 during his college career.
That's it?
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
Yo,
that should be swept under the rug. Like, what? That's so petty,
bro.
That's petty as hell.
It's so petty, bro.
That's like a Pell Grant. That's not even
great.
It's still money though, right? It's still
It
illegal
is,
though, no
but
matter how you
that's-
look at
oh
it.
my gosh, that's
like-
so.
Which is
NCAA
even
come
more
out the
dumb.
players.
It's even more dumb that she took it. Like what?
I hate this.
No.
It's gotta be.
NCAA.
It's gotta be more than that. Like, but that's all they caught. But 27,
True.
like, yeah, they could have just left that out. They ought to be ashamed of themselves for only finding $2,700. This
Is that the
Now-
only incident, or is there
No.
was there more?
So then it goes on to say da 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 da. Which this is all about, I guess, like I think it was their assistant coach, Gato or whatever his name is, or that the guy from Adidas. Anyways, doesn't matter. It says that between him and the coach of an Adidas-sponsored AAU team were alleged to have given at least $90,000 to the mother of a KU recruit between October 2016 and November 2017 in exchange for the player's commitment to the school.
Hey, you didn't even have to go.
Must be nice.
That player was Billy Preston, who committed to KU in November of 2016.
Dang, so you could commit and then decommit and keep the money.
Guess you could,
what's
'cause it's under the table.
What are they gonna say? Like,
Right?
yeah,
Yeah,
you
because
really
you-
can't say nothing. Wow. You
Wow, and
you
there's
at
a
least
third
gotta
one.
commit.
There's
yeah,
another
you
one
could
too.
commit, and then you could decommit after you get the money. That's what I would do.
Man, it's a crazy game. I hate the NCAA tournament. That is this. I said tournament. The NCAA in general. That is this the way that people got try to pay kids under the table. Like you.
They
I had
said
a-
they used to say like we couldn't go like to eat. We couldn't accept like drinks.
Nothing.
Couldn't do anything. Like it's
Nothing.
an NCAA violation. This dumb shit. Like, why do you care about that?
Like
Right?
that's what you care about it out of everything else.
But
Yeah, they're not the only
ridiculous.
Big 12 school that was named in this indictment either. Texas is on here. Oklahoma State is on here.
Baylor.
I know Oklahoma State.
I didn't see Baylor. Baylor's
They
not
should-
listed.
Well, they should be on there.
John. They should be. Damn it. But yeah, it's crazy how minuscule these amounts are though. Like the 90,000 though, that's significant obviously, but like this other kid got like $1,700 and they got indicted off that. Like $1,700. Come on now.
What's your bargaining? What does your bargaining price start at? Like, what is the number? That, like, listen,
Are
I'm
we
gonna need
starting at
50
$100?
Yeah, you got to be starting real low to only get 1,700.
Right? This is crazy.
I think
Oh,
all
that's
they
sad
could
though.
prove.
That seems to be just exclusive for Kansas. The amounts are low for them, but not other people.
And they got the most money in the Big 12, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So think about that. Doesn't even make sense. $2,700.
Well, I don't think they have the most money. The most money, I think, is Texas. Texas has the most
Yeah, I
money.
was gonna say maybe Texas.
And I'd say Oklahoma's a close second. Kansas may be third.
True.
You're saying like the football powerhouses probably have like well, I mean they're more known for basketball nowadays, but I
Right.
feel like those teams who have big football programs probably have the deeper
Yes.
pockets.
Like, that's why Texas and Oklahoma have the most. I mean, they're the biggest football schools in the Big 12.
Yeah,
Some would argue in the country in some respects.
true.
Hence why they're going to the SEC, leaving us behind.
Yeah.
Bastards.
Might be better for us.
True,
Might be.
actually.
Are they gonna fill that spot up with somebody else, or are they?
Yeah, I think Cincinnati. Oh, who else was it? Cincinnati and
That sucks.
Cincinnati.
it doesn't go into effect, I think, until like 2024, 2025. We still have a few years left on a contract, so it won't take place right away. 2025, July 1st of 2025 is when it starts, and that can't be real. Seriously, they put BYU in the Big 12?
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
last
wild.
year, I think.
Okay. Let's see who else is on here.
That's a lot of bullshit
University
going
of
on in
Central
conference-
Florida. So UCF
conference
is on here.
moves.
University of Cincinnati.
Central Florida.
University of Houston.
Which means we might get to play Holgerson again.
I know,
Still
which
right.
is, that's...
Ooh, that would be cool.
Hi. All right,
Football
so,
side, that might not be bad, but basketball side, that's
That
trash.
sounds really trash.
It all sounds.
But hey, I mean, at the end of the day, this could be a leg up for West Virginia. You know what I mean? Takes out some of like the bigger competition when it comes to certain sports. So
This is true.
But
So
take
that
out
so
the
we're
bigger
not. Huh?
Take out the bigger competition, you get less talent because the top recruits want to play against the best competition.
I could be a part of it too.
So
Well,
well,
aren't
it
we
depends on
moving
how you
too?
look at it, right? Though, do they really, or do they want to play for a school that's at the top of their conference?
I think it's more spread out now. I think guys are not really. I think people are going where they can play the most now. Like I think it's less about the name. I feel like the talent is a little bit more spread out than it's always
True.
been. People are not every top recruit is going to the Dukes and Kentuckys, Kansases now. Like it's being a little bit more spread out.
Well, yeah, because now you can be a star outside of these larger schools because, you know, there are more games now streaming and things like that, and kids can really get out there as far as social media is concerned. So you can kind of shine no matter where you go.
Exactly.
But obviously, you'd still, I would think though, still as a great athlete, you'd want to be in a Power Five, right?
Of course.
Because those are the schools that are still going to get the NBA looks or the NFL looks.
Yeah. I think then you got guys that's going to the league out of these small schools. You got your Damian Lillards, you got your CJ McCollums who didn't go to Power 5 schools, but they got looks in the NBA, and you know they're all Damian Lillard's all-star, you know, NBA player. So I think the importance on going to the bigger schools is less right now because people see that doesn't necessarily. If you have game, obviously it's easier to go to those schools. You'll be seen more. But if you have game, people will find you.
True. I mean, just like they take kids straight out of high school too. It's not like you even have to go to college to play pro ball. So
Well,
I guess
not
it depends
anymore.
on how you
You
look
still
at
got
it.
1 year. You got to be out 1 year removed from high school.
Oh, you do?
So a lot of guys are going to the G League now. They're using that or using one of the years to go overseas somewhere, which was the LaMelo Ball, for example. He didn't go to college. He used that time to play overseas, and it helped him once he got into NBA because now he's killing. So
Right.
a lot of people take that route as well.
kids,
I
do you
feel
really
bad for
believe
that kid. I think everybody wanted him to fail because his dad's such a
For
douche.
real. For
Dad
real.
is such a douche.
Yeah. See, was
Why
his
is he a
dad a
douche?
douche or
Why is he a dude?
I don't
Why
thi-
is he a dude?
It's the way it's just the-
overbearing?
Yeah,
He's overbearing. I wouldn't call him a douche. Like he
I
has
would.
the best intentions for his kids,
How's he overbearing?
bruh. Because he was in everything more than them.
Yeah.
That's overbearing, bro.
I mean,
Like
only-
that's
I
your
think only
kid.
his
Don't
kids-
like.
Yeah.
You don't
I
have
think
to
only
live through
his
your
kids
kid,
can
bro.
say if he's overbearing or not.
They did.
They say he was overbearing.
Yeah,
I've
like
never
I
seen
mean, obviously after they got from under, they not gonna say it while they living with him.
Right. He's probably
I
one of
don't
those
know. I
dads
never-
that's constantly, it's like, you know, the Michael Jackson thing, like how Joe Jackson was to Michael. Like, you know, you're going to be perfect. I'm going to fucking make you perfect. And, you know, could you imagine living in a house like that where, you know, no matter what you do, basketball, singing, whatever, to have a parent that is constantly harping on you to like constantly be doing it. You have to be the best. Like that would be the worst. Like you
I mean,
live, breathe, and eat what you do, you know?
Yeah, that's what Serena Williams' father was doing. They just made
Really?
a movie about it. You didn't see it? King Richard. It's pretty. I mean,
That was
I think
nominated
he
for an
just
Oscar.
think he just believed in his kids. Like he was right.
Yeah, and he
I
and
don't-
a
I
credit to
think
him.
anything-
People,
If anything,
Yeah.
I think he deserves more credit. You know what I'm saying? Like
like,
you're saying he's overbearing, but if he didn't do that stuff, would his kids be where they are today?
no, I'm saying overbearing on the media side. I'm not talking so much about the basketball side, him making them train or him believing in his kids and saying they're the best thing since sliced bread or whatever. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the media side, bro. You don't have to do that. No,
Right.
you don't have to jump on every sports show, and you know that's for your kids. Your kids are in the NBA. You're not. You don't have to do that.
What
Yeah,
he
it's like
was
he
doing,
felt good.
I mean, what he was doing, I think, is trying to build his brand. Like, and he didn't have Nike. He didn't want the Nike deals. He wanted to build his own thing, like BBB. That's their thing,
And
that they could have had. You know what I mean? Like, and to do that, you have to be all over the media, I think.
yeah,
not like
but
that.
you're overshadowed. But also you're overshadowing your kids when I get what you're saying. Yeah, marketing is cool, but there's a certain level to where you're overshadowing your kids, whether you're trying to do it or not. Like, you're still overshadowing what they're doing, and you're making their life harder.
I guess. I
That's
think
true.
it was genius. I think he's a genius.
I do too, but you still could be a genius and still be overbearing. Like,
Exactly.
Kanye.
And an
Let's talk
asshole.
about Kanye West. You can
By
still
the
be.
way-
You could be both.
Did you see his documentary on Netflix? I know only the first part's out
Nah.
right now, but
It's tough.
oh
I
man,
love
it moved me. I cried
Was it
in those
good?
scenes with
It was
him and his
good?
mom. Oh man, it tore me up.
need
Like,
to
it
see
really
it.
shows how he really had to push to like get noticed as a rapper, not just as a producer. And it was so sad because you could tell he's getting down on himself because no one's recognizing that he does have talent. And he goes home to Chicago to be with his mom, who he knows no longer with him, or with us, I should say. And the things that she taught him and the things that she said to him were so fucking moving. And you could tell she was that person that could kind of, calm him and bring him down a notch. It was moving. I cried. Like, it was moving for me.
I think she told him, like, be arrogant, but not in a way. She said something like that, like,
Yeah, she told him, she's like, everybody sees the giant, but when the giant looks in the mirror, he sees nothing. And Kanye's kind of confused when she says that. And she's like, I'm not telling you to not be confident in yourself. I'm telling you that you can have your feet on the ground and be up in the clouds at the same time. And it was like so poignant.
That's a bar.
Yeah,
That is a
it was
bar
great.
right there.
yeah, you could tell, like, if she was still here, like, Kanye wouldn't be going through none of this.
No, honestly, I think her death triggered his bipolar disorder and really made it come out, because that's how it works as a mental illness. And it's
that's
just
what,
so
I'm my
sad.
fault. Yeah, that's what you could tell too. Like, he's always been like bipolar. Like, he's always like going on. He was going on rants before, like
Right.
this. Like, you can see it in the documentary. Like, he's on like I think a radio show or something. He's going on a rant. Like, he's switching subjects, like in the middle of his sentence, like just talking about whatever. So he's always been like that.
So with that being said, I'm gonna ask y'all a question, and y'all tell me how y'all feel. Do y'all think, because us knowing that, and obviously he's being with Kim Kardashian, that she knew that, she's aware of that, do you think she like used him? Because obviously you see this. Why don't you feel that way?
I don't think she used him. In what way?
I'm saying in the way of, like, Kim Kardashian was known before Kanye, but I felt like once they got together, she took off. Like, and
Yeah,
I'm
but
not.
I don't think
wanna,
she knew that was going to happen, though. I really don't think she knew.
You don't. You're with
that,
somebody. You're with somebody for years. You know how they are. You don't think that, you don't see that coming. Like, you don't see him buying a house across the street from you and you're a new dude. You don't see that stuff like that coming. Him going on anytime he can to talk about like his relationship between him and his daughter, and you don't show him where his daughter's birthday party. You don't see that coming?
I don't think initially when they first started dating.
Okay.
No, I really don't.
I think there was some ulterior motive with her getting with Kanye, for sure.
You think?
Again, that's not saying it couldn't be the same for. Obviously, they benefited off each other. I don't want to say it like she just solely benefited off of him, but at the same time, you know somebody well enough. Like, I think you I don't know. I just kind of.
She just seems so like cold, bro. Like, I don't know, bro. Like, she's just weird to me.
Well,
The
I
whole
think we're
family
also
seemed
only
that way,
seeing
bro.
one side of her. You know what I mean? We can't judge
Yeah.
people we don't actually know.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what I'm saying. Like, I don't really know her, but she seems to be cold, like, and just to be doing everything for attention. That's how she's always been, though. Like,
But that's what I'm saying. Like, we don't know her, but then also you can see patterns as well. Like, you don't have to know somebody to see a constant pattern to kind of tell you like a lot of what they're about.
what's this, the fourth husband?
I don't think
she was married to some guy that I don't think anybody even knew long before she actually became, or not long before, but before she was actually famous, right? So there's the one. And then she married, what's his face? The basketball player guy. What was his name?
Humphreys.
Yeah. Yeah.
Chris Humphreys. She married him? I didn't know they were married.
Kim.
I don't think they were married.
Joe thought we were talking about Chloe. He goes, Kristen Thompson? I'm like, no. Yeah, so Chris Humphreys was second, right? And then, Damon Thomas was the guy I forgot about.
Damon Thomas.
And then Kanye. So technically, I guess it's 3.
This is the same thing with me with the J-Lo conversation. Like, I feel like J-Lo cold too. Like
yes,
she run through them. J-Lo run through them.
Not only that, I read something about like in her rider, like in her contract, like when she's at places, like if you're on staff, you can't even make eye contact with that woman.
What?
Yeah.
That's
like how
that's
crazy is that? In her contract, it states that whatever she's doing, you cannot make eye contact with her. If you want to speak to her, you have to speak through her assistant. You can't talk to her directly.
I wouldn't even want to be. And I mean, that kind of makes sense though, like, because it's a bunch of people walking around backstage. Like, you don't want just everybody just coming up, people that are supposed to be working, talking to her, like asking for autographs and all that stuff. You know what I mean?
Holy crap. Dressing room, go down, Dave. Dressing room requirements: a white room, white flowers, white tables and or tablecloths, white drapes, white candles, white couches, no catering in the actual dressing room except beverages. Everything else has to be outside. A large, comfortable chair for hair and makeup. The chair, I understand. The rest of that seems a bit wild. Like, everything's got to be white?
So I kind of asked this question when we did these for performers at WVU, Arts and Entertainment, because we got all those writers as well. And a lot of it is for consistency when they're constantly traveling. And it's slightly like, it takes it down a little bit in the craziness, but like some of the things are a bit insane. But like, if you're constantly moving between places, like, I get the appeal of why you want things to look familiar and be familiar. But some of the ones are absolutely crazy. And as WVU, we could not do some of the things they wanted.
Right?
All red M&Ms.
What's in his?
No, I seen some artists ask for like all red Skittles or all red M&Ms.
Okay, so yeah, that's actually a myth. It was actually, was it Def Leppard? It was a band like that. I can't remember. Van Halen. It was Van Halen. It was green M&Ms.
No,
but the reason why they did it was because they wanted to make sure that they were actually reading the writer. So as soon as they walk into the dressing room, if they saw that there was no green M&Ms or all green M&Ms, whatever it happened to be, then they knew instantly everything else was going to be right because they actually read the writer.
I mean, they're not the only people that do that, though.
It was Van Halen.
I think that I get it. I mean, that J-Lo is a little bit extreme, but I get it. If you're the talent, you want to feel as comfortable as possible doing your job. So I get the certain things you need to make you feel comfortable. It's just like a basketball player with your pregame routine. You know, you have certain things that put you in that mindset of doing your job. So I get that point, but yeah, J-Lo's a little much.
Yeah, and I couldn't. I don't know what it's like to be a celebrity. You know what I mean? KJ, you could probably help me out. You play in the NBA and stuff, but like maybe they need that stuff. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, we don't live their lives, man. That's when you on the level like, cause J-Lo, Kim Kardashian level, you have to kind of move differently than people on the outside looking in, or judging how they move or what they put in their contracts. But I feel in certain situations you have to move differently because you're dealing with a different level of fame, scrutiny, all that stuff. So you have to move a certain way.
I guess, but I don't think. I feel like a lot of times, and there's so many articles out there about like the rudest celebrities and things like that. Like at some point you gotta be somewhat humble, right? Because nobody likes an asshole. And a lot of times when you read these contracts and these writers and you're like, you're doing that just to be a dick. Like, let's keep it real.
I mean, at the same time, me and KJ talked about this. Like, some people prejudge you and think you're an asshole without even knowing you. Like I said, Kim K might be the nicest person in the world. I don't really know it, but she comes off as an asshole. So Who knows, Ash? I think if you had $1 billion in your bank account right now,
You'd be a little bit different. Like
Yeah, I
we
don't
would
think
love
you'd be
to
on this
say how
podcast
we
right
would
now.
be the same person, but that's
Yeah, I guess
hard.
I can't say, right? I've never
Yeah.
had that kind of money, so I don't know if
It's
it would
hard.
change me. I really don't.
I would
could
like
say
to think
you wouldn't be on this podcast. I can go ahead and I'll bet the house on that.
I would.
I would still do it. Of course I would. This is what I love to do.
I would. Yeah, that's what I was saying.
I would be
it's
bored
not
if I
something
didn't
that
have
I'm doing.
something to do.
Yeah.
You would probably own your own radio station and be doing something over there, something
No.
like that. I don't know.
I have
don't
no
think
desire
you'd
to
be
run a
going
radio
to
or own a
Final
radio
Fourcast.
station. There's way too much that goes in with that.
Yeah.
It's like, John, I don't need to deal with your shit today.
I think she's
But
just
I
saying
love
that
you.
right now, and she don't have $1 million.
Right.
No, I don't think you guys understand how much I do enjoy this. You know, a lot of times I look forward to podcasting with you guys more so than being on air, you know, doing my radio show. Because I get to be totally me here. I get to state my opinions, freely speak, not have to question what I'm saying and how I'm going to come across, you know, like I do on air. So this is liberating for me.
Do anybody from your radio station, do they listen to the podcast, or have they ever? It's like, Ash, we don't think you should say certain things.
No, I've
or-
never been told. But
Okay.
The nice thing is, like, there's no correlation there, right? And believe me, if there was, our corporate lawyers would have already been involved. So
Okay.
We haven't
it's
gotten
two
big enough
separate
yet.
things. So
We haven't gotten big enough yet, so
that's true. Honestly, if we
maybe
got
they
big,
will.
it might change.
Yeah.
My chance, yeah.
Might change.
you gotta pick.
So
you
it's
gotta
us
pick
or them,
a side.
Ash. Which one you gonna choose?
Who you picking?
That's a good question.
I mean, if we can get
We'll get you green M&Ms on the show.
You're listening to the Final Fourcast podcast. We're a weekly podcast, except when we're not.
Dave really wants to talk about this McDonald's experience and why
Which
I
I
have trust
legit-
issues.
Yeah, that was crazy. The day that you messaged us and told us what happened, I'm like, fucking
So-
false advertising.
Hey, listen. So McDonald's has this menu hack where they have they put sandwiches. I thought they put the sandwiches together, and it's like they have a surf and turf with like fish fillet and a cheeseburger. They have all type of different things. So I order. I'm like, oh yeah, this is gonna be cool. I don't know what kind of box they're gonna put it in because this is gonna be a big ass sandwich. So I don't know how they're gonna pull this off. So I order it and I'm like excited about it. I'm telling everybody, I was like, yeah, I'll see how it tastes and then I'll let y'all know. So when I open the bag, I'm like, I see all the sandwiches like not on top of each other. And I'm like, what's going on right now? And then so I look and I look on Google and it's like, no, you gotta assemble the sandwiches yourself. And I'm like, what kind of Jenga shit is this? You want me to
Right?
fucking build? You want me to build something and hope it doesn't fall on me? Like, what are y'all doing?
Not to mention, it's kind of a waste if you think about it. Because look at some of these sandwiches. The way that they build them and present them to you, there's not 2 full buns or 3 full buns on these suckers, right? We're talking you have a top, a bottom, and usually like a bottom is the middle. So you're wasting bread. You know what I mean? Not to mention, God love McDonald's. I do love their food. However, they're not exactly great at assembling a sandwich neatly. So
Facts.
having to assemble that yourself would be a nightmare.
For real. Like, why? Like, you that lazy where you don't want to. Why put it that way? Like it's a menu hack. Like y'all are the ones.
Exactly.
I could have did that. Like somebody that was high one day could have did that and told you about it. Like you stole
Yup.
that idea from somebody.
Exactly.
It's so you buy 2 sandwiches at once instead of just one, or you think, oh, I don't need just one burger. I want to make this burger, so I need to buy 2 of them.
But anybody can do that. Why present us this as a menu
it's a
hack
special-
when technically
like it's
it's
a
not a
special
menu
thing.
hack? A menu hack means, like, if I go to Starbucks, for instance, right, and I know about a drink that's a menu hack, they make the damn drink. They're not going to hand me, a cup full of, caramel brulee sauce with a side of soy milk and tell me to assemble it myself.
That's an
Hold
idea
on,
for
is
a
it-
coffee
is it-
shop, though.
is it
Rhythm spoons.
Flo's Brewery. Make it yourself.
is it cheaper though? Is it cheaper than buying 2 sandwiches? Did you say that?
No, I don't think so. It's the same thing. It would have to be the same price. Like literally, you're buying 2 sandwiches individually,
Right.
and they're telling you it's not for 2 for the price of 1. For the price of 1 sandwich, you buying both sandwiches individually.
That's stupid.
It's stupid. Like, why would you do that? This is why I have trust issues, and this is why I'm boycotted McDonald's ever since.
The land, air, and
And-
sea from McDonald's in Morgantown on Grubhub is $12.39 for the meal. That's way
What?
more expensive than a usual
How much?
Thing. $12.39.
Jeez Louise.
Inflation.
That's crazy because
Crazy.
the land and sea's only 2 sandwiches, correct? Or is it 3 altogether? I think it's only 2.
Hold on one second.
What's that? The fish fillet and the burger
Yeah.
together.
Yeah. So yeah, it's a double with a fish fillet. For
way-
$12?
The way they present it too is it looks so good. The way they present it, and I'm like, I know it. Even though I know it doesn't look like this when it's coming in the box,
Right,
I'm
right.
still excited about it. And then you open it, and it's fucking.
Now, the
2
hash brown
burgers.
McMuffin, that's something that we've all been doing anyway, right? Just putting the hash brown in the sausage, egg, and cheese McMuffin.
I've never
Y'all
done
done-
it, but
I've
yeah,
never
I
done
would
it,
think
but
that's a
yeah.
common thing to do.
Yeah,
but
I do
yeah.
that. Yeah, I do that. That's
That's
so
what I'm
good.
saying. Like they're taking people's everyday ideas and acting like they came up with something great, so great.
Hacks also don't mean anything anymore. Like, have you ever watched like any YouTube or TikTok or Instagram reels of like someone, here's an insane hack how to do this, and it's literally just the way you do the thing. And they're like, check out this insane life hack or this insane cleaning hack. And it's like, if you put dishwasher detergent in water, you can clean your dishes. And it's like, no shit. Like, that's how
Nah,
you do it.
Some hacks are like really good though.
Yes.
Some of them are really good.
Like putting the trash bag in your can, you actually do it backwards, and as you push the bag down in, it like gets all the air out. It's crazy. Brilliant.
I can't think of another one right now.
Yeah, I can't think. of
Also,
anything
my
either.
favorite one, which I saw someone posted it on, I think Instagram or something, changed my life. One of the biggest pains in the asses for me is whenever I get a bottle of creamer and having to take that foil off because it's on there so tight and it never fails. When I rip it off, it just goes everywhere. Well, someone showed a hack that, like, with International Delight, at least, coffee creamer, and I think they all have it under the cap, but if you unscrew the cap, pop it open, there's like this little circle underneath the top that you put on there, slam it down, and it pops right through the foil, and then you put your cap back on and you're good to go. It's brilliant.
I'm lost.
Oh,
It's because you're hungover.
I'm so.
I wonder how
tired.
many times like it took people to make a hack. How did you stumble upon this?
That's a good question.
People have a lot of time on their hands. Mm-hmm. But yeah, this one pissed me off. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, that was
Definitely
messed up.
Boycotted McDonald's for the near future. Future. So, and I wanted to try. You all ever tried like a secret menu from somewhere?
Yeah.
How do you go about doing that? Because I've always wanted to. Do I go and just like give them a wink and they're like, "Oh yeah, we know what you're here for. You're here for the secret." Like, is it a password or what do I do?
No, I just always tell them, be like, hey, I know that, on your secret menu, there's this, and I'd like to get it. And they'll make it. So,
It's like, nah, we don't do that here.
What's the point of having a
and some
secret
places
menu?
will. Every franchise is owned differently. So some of them
Okay.
may not make a secret menu item. That's why I always ask.
Oh, okay, got you.
What's the point
We
of
got a
having a
website here,
secret
Kev.
menu?
I see.
It's not a secret menu in the sense of it's an overall. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like every, I don't know, Five Guys has a secret menu. Certain branches do. And then usually it turns into something, and then other places will make it, especially if they already have the ingredients on hand. But not every franchise is the same.
It can also be a way of soft testing a new product or something, like
True.
Ash said.
Yeah.
Like,
See if there's a demand for it. Mm-hmm. Smart.
True. But yeah, thought that was something I should share. So to save any other sucker from from watching the commercials and thinking that you're gonna get a fully made sandwich,
So
Nope.
back to
Make
your
that shit
friends
yourself.
McDonald's, Kev. Apparently on the secret menu from McDonald's is a Big McChicken, the 2 cheeseburger meal, which is an actual menu item. That's weird. Big Mac sauce fries, the McCrepe, the McGangbang, which doesn't sound appetizing.
The McGangbang?
Let's see what it is.
This is
one of the most well-known secret menu items. This vulgarly named but tasty meats combo is a huge meal giving you a lot of bang for your buck. Just order a McDouble and a McChicken, both on the $1 menu. See, why does every menu hack have to be you make it yourself from McDonald's?
Right.
Let's see what else we got. Do you want to see Wendy's, Burger King, Chipotle? Where do you want to go?
Go anywhere. I don't care, because I want to know if other places are actually making these or if you have to assemble them yourself like McDonald's, right?
Yeah.
All right, so with Wendy's, we've got the Barnyard, the Grand Slam, the International Wendy's Foie Gras Burger, and secret menu items.
No way are they making No, that can't even be real.
Isn't that like snail or something?
No.
What is that?
That's goose liver.
What?
And there's no way that our local Wendy's has goose liver in the back.
This burger actually features a Japanese delicacy meal called foie gras. If you want to know what that means in English, it's a burger topped with goose liver and comes with a costly price of $16.
Oh, it's an international bonus. Okay. It's not
so it looks like Wendy's
American
does.
Thing. They do assemble it.
I think what McDonald's is trying is get you to the app and then also not piss off a bunch of their franchisees having to figure out how to stack a massive burger in small boxes that they always have to pay for. Because corporate can do all that crap, but then the franchisees have to pay for the extra boxes, the extra cups, the slow time, and assembling this Jenga shit house of a burger. It just
Yeah, they should do away. Just do away with it. Just go with the regular. It's been working.
And also, why does it need to be like that? Why do they have to be giant sandwiches? Why can't it be something simple like, I don't know, a cheeseburger that has nuggets and barbecue sauce? You could fit that.
Exactly. Yeah.
In a box. Mm-hmm. Just saying.
Go big or go home.
It's been another episode of the Final Fourcast. With me, your hungover host, Jay Flo. It's a good time. I mean, you gotta drink to watch some of these games now. So. That's what I was doing last night. My guy, Kevin Jones.
Yup.
Everybody, let's sign a petition and get my man employed.
Yes, please. I would greatly appreciate that. And remember, I'm still making your 20 turn into 20,000. So don't forget that either. Make your money. Let your money work for you.
Oh, our lovely co-host Ash.
That's me.
Ash always says the right thing. I think Ash might be a robot. She always says the right thing.
Ash might be a sex robot. We might have to we may have to investigate this.
The political. She's always like.
Joe winds her up right before the episode. Joe is actually in control of. It's a John Malkovich situation.
What was it? So last episode she didn't care about Valentine's Day. Not a big deal. I don't care about Valentine's Day. This episode was. Yeah, if I had $1 billion, I'll still do the show.
I would.
Funny.
Okay. All right.
I can't.